Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Mercedes. In today's video, I have polishes to share with you from Cracked Polish. I am sharing with you their new collection, the Doom and Gloom collection, and also a few other collections as well. This weekend, Cracked Polish is going to be restocking all of their polishes, and there's going to be a huge sale as well. You're going to be able to get 30% off of the polishes, including the newest collection as well. And I have an affiliate code so you can stack it and save even more money. I'll make sure to leave my affiliate code here and then also in the description box below. Now, there's a lot of polishes to share with you, so I am just not even gonna blab and just go right into these swatches. So we're going to start off with the newest collection. This is the Gloom and Doom collection, and this one is Apricot Whisper. This one is going to be priced at $13, so individually, or of course you can get the full set at the discounted price. I'll leave all the sale information down below, but this one is described as a sheer peach with pink shimmers. Now, I ended up building this one up in 3 coats because obviously it is a sheer polish. At first I was like, I don't really know if this is going to be, something that I like, just because of the more like warmer tones, and I'm not really into peach shades on my skin tone. But what saved the day was those beautiful pink shimmers within the polish. They contrast so well and it gives off this beautiful glow. And even at 3 coats, I was able to build full opacity on my shorter nails. I think long nails, you definitely want to do 3 coats, and you might see like a little bit of nail line. Honestly, I don't know, like I feel like on that 3rd coat this was pretty opaque, but I mean, I'm gonna play it safe and say 3 coats for everybody if you want to reach this sort of opacity. But you see what I mean with these pink shimmers, they blend in so well and it just gives it this beautiful sheen and glow like all along your nail beds. I think it's a very beautiful polish. If you want something just very fresh and neutral, this is definitely going to be the one for you. Pictured are 3 coats of Apricot Whisper with a glossy top coat. Moving on to Purple Beer Tongue. This one's priced at $13 individually and is described as a dark magenta with gold shimmer. Another gorgeous dainty polish. I love these sorts of like purple pinks, the ones where you can never really tell, is it purple or is it pink? I love those sort of shades. And initially with that 1st coat, I was like, I don't really know if you're gonna be able to see that gold shimmer because it's so fine, but you do. It's delicate, but you can still see it. It kind of reminds me of China Glaze Fairy Dust, but just a little more fine milled and more like embedded within the polish. But you can definitely see here the shimmer within the polish, and even from far away, like if it's not close up, it is a little more difficult to see the shimmer, but you can definitely tell that there's something there. Like it doesn't just look like a full-blown cream crelly polish. You can tell that there's a little like sparkle or gleam within the polish. Another beautiful polish for the spring and the summertime. This is like the perfect pedicure color, I think, anyways, besides, if you like to wear your classic white on your toes. It's gorgeous. Pictured are 2 coats. Oh, and I think long, short nails, 2 to 3 coats. It's going to depend on your preference. Pictured are 2 coats of Purple Beer Tongue with a glossy top coat. Moving on to the next polish. This one is Drizzle, priced at $10, and this one is described as a midnight blue cream. Now, not a lot going on, right? Not a lot going on in the description, the wording, but I found this one just to be so pretty. I love blue polish. I feel like this is the perfect blue polish for all year round, spring, summer, winter, fall. It's not too dark and it's not too light. And I love how it plays against my skin tone. I built this one up in 2 coats, but looking back, I probably could have done a 3rd coat, like maybe 3 thin coats. So I'm going to say long, short nails, 2 to 3 coats. It's just going to depend on your preference and honestly like how you're polishing your nail. You just have to be careful because this is more, even though it's described as a cream, I feel like it's more of a crelly. It builds up beautifully just like a cream. And if you are, if you're not being lazy or, unconscious of how you're polishing your nails, you're going to be able to achieve opacity in 2 coats. But for me, I feel like this is such a juicy, plump shade. And yes, it's described like as a midnight blue, but I don't know, I see a rich, lighter shade of navy. I mean, I guess, would that be midnight blue? I don't know. But this is definitely one of my favorites. I really enjoyed this one. Pictured are 2 coats of Drizzle with a glossy top coat. Moving on to Rocky Mountain Iris, priced at $10, and this one is described as a gray purple. So again, another sort of cream crelly shade. This one is such a delicate shade, but again, just a refreshing shade, as a lot of these in this collection are. I ended up building this one up in 3 coats, and I was satisfied with that. So I think long or short nails, 3 coats is going to work best for you. This one is definitely leaning more on that crelly formula. I mean, you can see here on, on the second coat before I polished the third that it looked fine. I just wanted to give it more plumpness, give it more color on the nail, and I thought 3 coats was perfect. This, like I said, is just like a classic, beautiful, pretty spring color. I was actually really in love with the formula. I know sometimes lighter shades, it's really difficult, especially like with this sort of light shade, it can be really difficult to have the polish like all even on the nails and then achieve the opacity that you see here without getting like streaks. But I thought this one was lovely and I didn't have any difficulty working with it. Again, beautiful for the toes and beautiful for the nails. It's not too bright, but it's bright enough to make a statement during the summertime because it has that touch of white in there as well that gives it this brighter effect. Pictured are 3 coats of Rocky Mountain Iris with a glossy top coat. Next up is Lion's Tooth, priced at $10, and this one is a warm vanilla cream. Again, another refreshing shade for spring, summertime. I ended up building this one up in 3 coats just because of the color. Like I said, a lot of these lighter colors, you just need that 3rd coat to kind of smooth things out. And I found that 3rd coat was just perfection. So you can see a little bit of streakiness, kind of does a good job of settling on its own, but that 3rd coat was just perfection. I mean, you can probably do 2 thicker coats and just be mindful of how you're applying the polish. But I thought 3 coats was perfect for me. I love how it isn't super stark white, how it has that touch of beige in there. This reminds me of an OPI polish. I think it's Your Boyfriend Scales Walls. I don't know if I'm saying that right in the right order. But that's the polish it reminds me of. Maybe that OPI one might be a little bit more brighter, a little more whiter, but it's definitely giving me those, I'm pretty sure it's like an off-white color. I don't know, leave me a comment and let me know, but that's what came to mind when I was swatching this one. This one, again, perfect for a pedicure, perfect for the nails. I honestly would wear this on the toes just because I don't like your super stark white pedicure. I like something a little off-white, but not completely to make it look like you have dirty nails. Pictured are 3 coats of Lion's Tooth with a glossy top coat. And the last one in the Gloom Doom collection, this one is Stem, priced at $10, and this one is a leafy green cream. Now, I almost chose this as one of my favorites. I'm like giving you spoilers because usually I pick faves at the end of the video or my videos, but I feel like I've always picked greens in any sort of cracked polish collection, so I was like, no, like there's other beautiful polishes. But this one was lovely to work with. I built it up in 2 coats. I think long or short nails, 2 to 3 coats is going to work best for you. I know this one is described as a cream, but I felt like it was more of a crellier shade. It just gives you those like juicy plump vibes. But 2 coats was just perfect for me on my shorter nails. Again, this is another pretty polish for any season because it's not too dark, it's not too bright. It's like that in-between sort of shade of green, and I loved it. Pictured are 2 coats of Stem with a glossy top coat. Now we are moving on to the makeup collection. So this one launched back in April, and again, everything is going to be restocked on the Cracked Polish website. So we're starting off with the topper of the collection. This one is Mascara Flakes. This one is a black micro flakes topper. And just an FYI, these swatches for all of these collections were filmed at different times, so you're gonna see different ways of me swatching it. So I usually like to either do like my 1-finger swatch or 2-finger swatches. It just all depends on really just how much I have to swatch and just my mood and all of that. But either way, I'm still showing you these lovely polishes. This one I showed it on its own, and I'll show you at the end of the video how it looks like with all of the polishes. But I am in love. I love black flakies in any sort of polish, and I'm so happy that I actually have a flicky topper, a black micro flicky topper. Let me be more specific, because I actually did not own any in my collection, or I don't have any in my collection. And honestly, I don't think I've run into a brand that has created that. I'm sure there is, but I just didn't really know of any. But this one, it applied smoothly. You can wear it on its own if you really wanted to, but I think it looks gorgeous over the other polishes. And again, I will show you that at the end of this collection swatch. So there you have it, 2 coats of mascara flakes with a glossy top coat. And moving on to the next one, this one is color correction. This one is a pale mint green cream. So this one is like a pastel sort of shade for me. At least, I don't know, I see this as a pastel cream, but this one was gorgeous. Definitely has that beautiful minty green shade, and wait till you see it with a topper, it is just even more stunning. But I ended up applying this one in 2 coats. I think long or short nails, 2 coats is going to work best for you. I'd just be careful with how you're applying it, because it can be a little more on the streaky side, especially with a lot of pastels. But it does a good job of sort of settling on its own, and I think on that second coat I was able to reach full opacity, and it was just nice and smooth. The streaks weren't around or anything like that. So you can see here me polishing my ring finger, that it just, like, everything just glided on smoothly. Like, any of those streaks that you see, like, literally is just all self-leveling on its own. I think long or short nails, 2 coats is gonna work fine for you. I'd keep it on the, not the thicker side, but you don't, I was like struggling with this finger, because I was like, I don't want to put too much polish on the brush, and I don't want to put too little. But 2 coats is gonna be fine. You see how everything self-levels, and it's just perfection. This one is definitely, I feel like this color is definitely a polish to wear as a base and then add toppers over it. I don't know, I just feel like minty greens have that capability of just being beautiful on the nails, but if you add something on, it just looks even more stunning. But I really enjoyed this one. I enjoyed the formula because of the self-leveling abilities that it had. Pictured are 2 coats of color correction with a glossy top coat. Here we have banana powder, and this one is a pale butter yellow cream. Who remembers banana powder, like back in the day, in the old school, like OG YouTube videos? I don't know, like, do I have banana powder? I don't know if I have any more of that color, but there was like this one, I forget the brand, it was just like, that was the it powder. Anyways, this one again, I felt like it was more on the creamier / pastel side. I built this one up in just 2 coats, which really surprised me, because usually yellow polishes take about 3 coats to build opacity. But hey, I wasn't mad at that. This one does a fantastic job at self-leveling, just like the previous polish you saw. I think long or short nails, 2 to 3 coats is going to work best for you. It's just honestly going to depend on your polishing style, whether you go in thin coats or whether you go in with thicker coats. I'm more of a thicker coat kind of person. So I got my opacity in 2 coats, and it was perfection. Now this is coming off way brighter on camera than what it really is. So right here it looks washed out, but really that is the shade, like, accurate in person. So it has like this bleached sort of effect to it. Still very bright, still very fun. It has like that touch of white in there as well. Perfect for spring and summertime, definitely. Pictured are 2 coats of banana powder with a glossy top coat. Here we have liquid blush, which is a blush pink corally. This one was really pretty. Now it's not a very bright color. I don't know, something about this I really enjoyed, which surprises me because I love my brighter shades and my dark shades. But this is kind of like that no makeup look, or kind of like that, your lips but better sort of shade. I feel like this is like your nails but better. I love this. I feel like it was definitely easy to work with. I built it up in 2 coats. I was happy with it in 2 coats. I think long or short nails, 2 to 3 coats. It's going to depend on what you like. But it was just a very like palette cleansing sort of polish. And I just felt like it was just like my nails but better kind of look. I really enjoyed this one. Pictured are 2 coats of liquid blush with the glossy top coat. Here we have Twiggy Blue, This one is described as a pale powder blue cream. I like have to take a second because I feel like it's a tongue twister describing these for whatever reason. Maybe my brain just doesn't want to work today. But this is a lovely, lovely shade of blue. If you love your sky blues, if you are a blue polish lover, please excuse the messy application. I don't know what's going on with me during this time of swatching, but it is just beautiful. 2 coats, I achieved opacity, long or short nails. I think 2 coats is going to be fine for you, unless of course you are a thin polish person, then maybe 3 coats. But this is such a pretty shade. Honestly, it would look fantastic if you topped it over with something, but I think just because of the crispness and the bright, refreshing color that it is, I think wearing it as its own is just stunning. I love these sorts of blues. Pictured are 2 coats of Twiggy Blue with a glossy top coat. And the last shade in the makeup collection, this one is Lavender Jade. This is a bright lilac cream, a beautiful shade of purple. Like I said, I love these sorts of colors where it's like, is it pink or is it purple? I don't wear them enough, but I do really enjoy them. I enjoy swatching them. I enjoy looking at them. For some reason, like, I don't know, I feel like as much as I love the color, sometimes I feel like it doesn't look the greatest on me. I mean, I always get lots of compliments when I wear this sort of shade, but it never really like makes me feel like, yes, I love it. I just really love the color. I really do. But I built this one up in 2 coats and I thought it was perfection. Long or short nails, 2 to 3 coats, depending on your polish preference, is going to work best for you. This one sort of reminds me of the previous color. Which one was it? Purple Beer Tongue, but this one doesn't have any shimmer. This is just pure like crelly cream sort of formula. And I think this one definitely is a little more purple, like it has more purple undertones for sure. It's a lovely polish, beautiful for spring and summer, beautiful as a pedicure for sure as well. Pictured are 2 coats of Lavender Jade with a glossy top coat. Now I'm going to be showing you mascara flakes over all of the polishes in the makeup collection. I'm just going to apply 1 coat over each nail just to kind of give you a feel and vibe of what it would look like. But how beautiful. This just like literally transforms into your perfect black flaky polish and I am in love. I have like multiple different polishes and literally like duplicate collections, similar but not the same, of these sorts of finishes because it's one of my favorites. I love a black flaky topper. I love this black flaky topper and I just love black flakies in my polishes too, or like integrated. So I mean, you can use it just like this with you painting over just a cream polish, or if you wanted to add it into something else, maybe you have a flaky polish or like a iridescent flaky polish or something like that and you want to add black flakes over it. Beautiful, stunning, in love. I can't wait to utilize this in a whole bunch of other different ways. Now we're moving on to the Romanticize Your Life collection, and this one is Make Love Bug. This one is described as a bright pink with a peach sheen, gold, green, pink shifting flakies, and small red glitters. This one is definitely fun, and I feel like it's so different from what Cracked Polish usually makes, but I'm living for it, and I love it. I love all the components in here. You can see the little red glitters. You can see the beautiful like pink flakies that are just sparkling from the base. I ended up building this one up in 3 coats. I think long or short nails, 2 to 3 coats is gonna be good for you depending on your preference and what you really want to see. But I think that 3rd coat just really built up that base and made it even brighter. And then obviously it added in a little more of the shifting flakies and the small little red glitters. I like how the flakies are like they're not over packed in this polish, so it gives way for you to see the beautiful pink base and like that peachy sort of sheen. You can definitely see it. It's not like it's very prominent, a very prominent shift, but it's definitely there and it gives us some dimension and depth for sure. But I love this one. It reminds me of a fancy ladybug, or like a ladybug's fancy sister. It's a very pretty polish. Love it. Pictured are 3 coats of Make Love Bug with a glossy top coat. Here we have Candy Painted, and this one is described as a hot pink with pink shimmers. This one was stunning. When I swatched this collection, specifically this polish, I was like, I need to wear this. So I swatched everything else and I was like, all right, I'm going back and I'm wearing this as a full-blown mani. I built this polish up in 2 coats. I think long or short nails 2 coats is going to be fine for you. You can see here on the first coat the opacity was amazing. The second coat, it just brought everything all together. You can definitely see those pink shimmers just sparkling from within. It's so funny because all this says is just a hot pink with pink shimmers, but I feel like there's so much more. Like you have some shiftiness in here, you have that sparkle. It's so pretty, and it's more than what is just described on the website. It is stunning. I feel like this is a polish you can wear for Valentine's Day, for the summertime, if you have a special occasion and you just want to wear something bright and fun. This is definitely the polish, and the formula was fantastic. Pictured are 2 coats of candy painted, what's wrong with me, with the glassy top coat. Here we have Feed Me Treats, and this one is described as a delicate sheer pink with pink and blue shimmers and a soft blue hue. Another gorgeous dainty polish. I built this one up in 3 coats. I think long or short nails 3 coats is going to be perfect for you. I love how you can see those blue shimmers just illuminating. This one is also another very sparkly one. This would be very pretty if you have like a special event where you don't want to wear something super bright, but you still want your nails to sparkle and you still want them to glow. This is the one for you. This would be fantastic as a pedicure as well, especially if you like those more like soft neutral sort of looks on your feet. But look at that blue shimmer. Oh my goodness, it is so pretty, so pretty. Honestly, this is one of my favorite collections from Cracked Polish. I'm just going to say it now because I say it at the end of the video too. But I just feel like the maker just went above and beyond, and it was so creative and just added in all these extra components in the polishes, and I was in love, blown away. Pictured are 3 coats of Feed Me Treats with a glossy top coat. Next up we have My Blood Aches, and this one is described as a blood red jelly / corelli with a brown undertone. This is a beautiful one too. I love this one. I ended up building this one up in 3 coats, and it was just perfection. I'm in love with the formula. I didn't really have much pulling or running. This is just like user application here. I think long or short nails 2 to 3 coats is going to work best for you. If you want more of that true jelly squishy effect, then you can leave it here as 2 coats. This one even has honestly like sandwiching capabilities, like if you wanted to sandwich it in with a special type of topper instead of just putting it right on top. But you see how gorgeous it just builds up on that 3rd coat. You can really see that brown undertone, but you can also see like that red, that blood red tone as well. It is just stunning. I love these sorts of polishes, these colors. I actually have one from Zoya. Oh gosh, I think it's called Pepper, that is similar in tone to this one, and I just think it looks fantastic on against like my skin tone. I think it looks great honestly, or would look great on all skin tones as well, just because it's just such a pretty shade. I'm in love. Pictured are 3 coats of My Blood Aches with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Situationship, and this one is described as a dark maroon duochrome with black to red shifting shimmers. This is also another beautiful one. I love the depthness of this polish. I love how you can still see those beautiful shimmers within the base. I ended up building this one up in 3 coats, but I mean, I guess it just depends on your preference if you prefer 2 to 3, whether you have long or short nails. But the 3rd coat you'll see soon, it just builds it up so beautifully and gives it a nice, rich, deep base. I feel like even though this is a darker shade and we're obviously heading into the warmer months, if you live in a seasonal place, and I know a lot of people like to wear their brights and neons, I always like to reserve a polish or 2 for when it is summertime, just because a darker polish when it's summertime, because sometimes you have rainy days, you have cooler days, or you just have like a craving for a darker polish. So I make seasonal racks. I'm a very seasonal polish wearer, and I feel like this is definitely the one that I would put on my summer rack, just because it has a beautiful red shiftiness, but it also has that darker maroon base, which I don't know, I feel like it would be a beautiful summer polish for when you just want something darker or when there's just like crappy weather. Pictured are 3 coats of Situationship with a glossy top coat. The last one in this collection is Dark Like My Heart, and actually I couldn't find the swatch, so I had to record it really quickly for you guys. So I'm using a completely different finger because my ring finger has this nasty cut on it from when I tried to open cat food. But this one is described as a charcoal jelly. Now this one is a very true jelly polish, and I wouldn't recommend wearing it on its own. I would recommend using it as like a polish to pair with a topper to make some sort of like jelly sandwich, to really use it as a base instead of wearing it on its own. So this is like under bright lights, and I was like, no, like this is not showing it off very well. So I wanted you to see it in like real lighting. So you can see here that it still looks a little more patchier, but trust me, like don't wear this on its own. Wear it if you want to like experiment with polish, if you want to try different things, or if you want to put it over or put it under something and like mix colors in together. It's gonna work much better that way. I just didn't have the time to show you guys that way because I didn't, so I'm sorry, but try it the way that I'm saying, you won't regret it. Pictured are 3 coats of Dark Like My Heart with a glassy top coat. Okay, so a couple of standouts for me. I'm going to choose some from some of the collections, and then there's just an entire collection that I'm just obsessed with. But I'm gonna first start off with this topper. This is Mascara Flakes. I have been dying to get my hands on a topper like this, and I don't know, I guess I just never did, obviously, but oh my goodness, like I love black flakies in any sort of polish, and now I can add my black micro flakies on to any polish that I choose. Usually I like using my toppers with like mainstream brands, mostly like creams, so I'm very excited that I have this topper. Drizzle is another favorite of mine. I love blue polish. I don't wear it enough. I'm actually not wearing anything on my nails today just because I'm gonna do some swatching later on, and I will be painting my nails because I have a busy weekend, Memorial Day weekend, so lots of stuff going on, but I will be swatching tonight, so nothing on my nails now. But I love the formula, I love the juiciness, I love the shade. I feel like it's beautiful for summertime, even though it's not like your classic neon bright polish. I just feel like it is a classic shade of blue, still not like super like creamy, corally-ish, right? But it just gives you this juicy look on the nails. And then this one collection, the Romanticize Your Life, that collection, whew, I am in love with all of those polishes in that collection. I can't pick one. I think Monique, the maker, just did an amazing job with that collection. I wanted to show it off sooner to you guys, but by the time I was able to get everything together and going, there were some polishes that were sold out, like quite a few. So I was like, you know what, I'll just wait. I had reached out to Monique and I was like, hey, are you planning on restocking these? And at that time she was like, yes, in May. So I'm like, okay, I'll just hold off then. I don't even want to post it for people to forget about it and all of that. So those polishes are just stunning. All year round polishes you can wear. They're just beautiful. All right, guys, that is all that I have for you today. Let me know if you plan on picking up any of these polishes. I mean, the sale in itself is a pretty good deal. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of sales going on this weekend because of Memorial Day. I mean, usually that's how it works, right? Any cracked polish collections that I previously swatched, I'll make sure to link it down below so you can check out those swatches. Thank you again, and I'll see you in my next one.